Hello and welcome back to the channel. Okay, now it's Valentine's Day. If you're new here, I'm Carla. I make crochet content like this as well as video essays and some life abroad content because I'm an American living in London. We recently hit 1K subscribers, which I'm very happy about. So if you want to join this wholesome community we have going on, then please do subscribe, like, comment, all of that good stuff, and let's get into the video. So if you're not new here, perhaps you found me through my crochet Christmas gift idea video. So today we're gonna do the same thing, but for Valentine's Day. And because I love pink, clearly, I'm very excited for this one. But of course, it's Valentine's Day. It can mean whatever it means to you. You don't have to use pink. But we're going to be talking about some easy, last minute, free crochet Valentine's Day gift ideas. Okay, starting off strong, I want to talk about Valentine's Day themed gloves. There are a ton of really cute ones, and you can kind of make any gift idea Valentine's Day themed if you just change up the colors. But I want to point out a few free patterns that I found. So the first pattern are these Fair Isle Crochet mini heart gloves. Actually, they're mittens, and that's from Be Hooked. I also saw these knit fingerless gloves, and that can just give you some inspo of changing up the color scheme completely for the Be Hooked design and then not finishing off the mitten, so you just end up with a fingerless glove or doing the full mitten. But I think I prefer this like cream base with the little red hearts a bit more. I think it's more neutral in a way, and red hearts is just a bit more classic than white hearts. So if I were to make this for someone, I would definitely go with the Be Hooked pattern. Either make it fingerless or not, depending on the person or what they want. But I would definitely go with this color scheme of the knit ones. Next are these super cute white fingerless gloves with little pink and red hearts. I like this one because the hearts aren't too intense. Like from far away, you would maybe even think these were like little baubles on the fingerless gloves, but it's actually a really cute heart motif, and the pattern looks really, really fun. And again, it's completely free and well written out on like a blog page. By the way, everything will be linked in my Pinterest board, and that will be linked in the description box below. So I kind of like that the pattern for these heart motif ones are using a thinner yarn. I think that makes it a bit sleeker, and especially for fingerless gloves, you don't want them to be chunky, but for mittens, I can see why you'd want it to be like a bit chunkier. Hence why I have like these crochet mittens that are super chunky that I made. Next are these mohair fingerless gloves. We're still in the glove section. We're still in the glove section. And I don't have a pattern for these. I'm sure you can find one online. But honestly, this picture is probably knit, but what I would do is I would take some mohair yarn. I would make a rectangle, and the long end of the rectangle I would want to be able to wrap around my hand. And then when I seam that short end of the rectangle, I would just leave a hole for my thumb. And there you go. If you want to do some like increases and decreases instead and find like a more fitted pattern, that's cool too. Also, I think if you're giving this to someone, pure mohair, obviously they would be very grateful because that's expensive. But if you also want it to be a bit more substantial, this is very much just like an accessory. It's not really for warmth, although it will warm your hands. I would maybe hold like 2 strands of mohair with another yarn and do that same method. Just make a rectangle that can wrap, and then don't seam it where you want your thumb to go. And there you go. Those are a few gloves that would be super quick to make. Really fun, especially the heart motif one. My next idea are these hair bows. I talked about this option in my crochet Christmas gifts video, but just making red or pink ones for Valentine's Day for a cute, trendy friend or lover would be so lovely. Again, I would not just crochet a chain. I would do like an I-cord or something like that. You can find tons of tutorials online, and just tie it in a little bow and give it to them. I personally think these are so cute, and while they are very like internet trendy, I don't think that they can't be classic. I think if someone who's not spending a lot of time on the internet and seeing fashion trends there, if they saw you wearing these bows in your hair, it wouldn't seem out of place. Like they're bows in hair, it's not groundbreaking stuff. But I do like that they're making a comeback and that the comeback is here to stay. And I actually don't have any bows for my hair. I should make some. Like imagine, that'd be kind of cute, no? But I think, again, for the hair bows, and I said this before many times, I think go with like something fuzzy like mohair or like a mohair nylon, mohair acrylic blend, because I think just straight up like yarn, acrylic or cotton, doesn't really look nice in hair necessarily. That's just my opinion, at least for bows. Like obviously a headband made out of this would be fine for hair, but I think for bows you want it to have, I think you want it to look a bit fancier, especially because it is essentially gifting someone like a piece of string. Obviously you made it by hand and you will presumably have used a nice material, but that's just my opinion. Use something like mohair. Next, this might seem like it's not a last minute idea, but honestly, you'd be surprised how quickly these things work up. We've all seen like a million tutorials for crochet boleros, or shrugs, some people call them. And it's essentially making a raglan sweater and then just stopping where you think you should stop, usually like right above the bust or maybe a little bit lower, and then doing the sleeves. And the reason why I say this will be faster than you think is one, because it's not a whole sweater, and two, because typically the style is to do it with a bit of like, again, a mohair, some sort of like fluffy light yarn, and doing a very meshy, very open stitch, such as like a double crochet chain two, double crochet chain two, so that way you get like those rectangles, you know? So I think that's a really good idea. I don't have a free pattern for this, but there are tons online, and it's more about the colors that you choose. Maybe you could add some bows in some places to make it extra Valentine's Day-esque. I would personally go with a light pink like this in a fluffy yarn, but you could also get them red or hot pink or anything that you think would fit for their Valentine's Day gift. Okay, next. This Valentine's Day crochet gift, you actually don't even need a hook, because you finger crochet it, and you actually don't even need any yarn. You just need your fingers and some ribbon. The first person I saw make this ribbon crochet bag, I don't know if they invented it, but it's the first video I saw, was on TikTok from this creator. It is so, so, so cute. I would give this to a friend, a lover, family member who doesn't mind impractical things, because you can't really put anything in this bag that's not big. Like you can put a book in there, you can put your phone. I wouldn't really put your keys or chapstick unless you have it in another pouch. Theoretically, I guess you could line it by hand sewing like a cotton pouch into some of the ribbons. Obviously you wouldn't, I don't think you'd be able to take it like to a sewing machine and sew it on perfectly. You would probably have to like choose a few points, attach it in like some places at the bottom and the top, and then you could give them like a legit bag. That could be a cute idea if you want to go all out. Otherwise, it's just a cute little ribbon bag that they can use for large items and like for dinner or a night out or for pictures. Like, I think it's really, really unique. I've seen people make it in different colors, and again, I'm biased, but I like the light pink one the most, which is the color chosen by the original creator who I saw make it. And you could just go to like any craft store, buy a bunch of ribbon, even like a party store. They usually have like rolls of ribbon, and make a ribbon bag. You don't even need a hook or yarn. Amazing. And again, something that I like about these Valentine's Day crochet gifts that I'm presenting to you is that a lot of them are really fun to make. Crochet obviously can be very repetitive, but a lot of these have just like fun little quirks. So like me, if you've never done finger crocheting, doing that ribbon bag would be so much fun because you're learning a new skill. Or for these other ideas where you're adding a motif that maybe you've never done before. It's just fun mixing it up, especially with small projects. I feel like it's not bad if you're being repetitive, but because small projects, you have to add more like zhuzh in more quickly and more frequently than a large project. They can just be a bit more fun to make. Who knows? Maybe you'll make one Valentine's Day crochet gift and then you'll be like, I'm gonna make another one and another one and another one. Next crochet gift idea is for the home actually. And it's this super cute basket for storage, just with a little heart design. These are really easy to make. I will try and find like just a basic basket pattern. You could maybe even do it like with rattan, I don't know how to say it. Instead of doing yarn, that might be a bit nicer for a basket. And then if you can find like red rattan or something more like ropey, twiny in red or pink or whatever color you want your hearts to be, then that could make for a sturdier bag. But again, if you just want to use like acrylic or cotton to make a little basket for someone, that's amazing too. And honestly, it's as simple as making the crochet basket and changing to red when you need to. And you just use like any pixel chart for the heart. If you're making a gift for someone who maybe doesn't like wearing a lot of colors, but you still want it to be Valentine's Day themed, I think making like something for the home that they can actually use is a really good idea. You don't want to make someone, you know, a bolero who will never wear it, but something for the home is really easy that anyone can incorporate. And I think these colors in particular are really nice. Okay, next, another item for the home. I think this YouTube tutorial is actually in Korean, but there's also blog posts where everything's written in English, which is very, very helpful if you don't speak Korean. I don't. This is just really simple, just a crochet net pouch with a little heart on it. And I think it's a really subtle way to give someone something Valentine's Day themed. Again, if they're not really into pink and wearing hearts, this is something that they can like actually use. And many different uses for this. You could put anything that you'd want to put a pouch in it. You could also use it as a soap saver because it's a net pouch. If you're giving it to them for that purpose, you could also pair the gift with like some soap or shampoo bar, conditioner bar, just something like, you know, a little eco-friendly for them, or even like reusable cotton pads that they can use for skincare. And you could even make those cotton pads yourself and just give them a little skincare spa set. I would love that gift. I mean, I love pink and hearts and stuff, so I would personally like to receive more of the fashion items or the wearable items, but I think that these more home accessory items are much more accessible and foolproof, especially if you don't necessarily know what that person likes. But hopefully you do know what they like if you're giving them a gift for Valentine's Day. Now that we've moved on from a little basket and a pouch, let's just talk about bags. So the first bag I want to recommend is this super cute granny square red and white crochet tote. I think this is being sold on Etsy. If you didn't want to purchase it and you want to make it yourself, that's kind of the point of this video, I would personally just search heart granny square pattern, make 18 of those, and boom, you have the same bag. And do it in whatever colors you want. The fun thing about crochet is that it's always customized. The second bag is very 70s. I kind of hesitate to put this one in there. I don't know if I love this like vibrating heart motif anymore. I think it's been very overused, but I'm a sucker for hearts and pink and red. Pink and red together especially, I'm a sucker for. As far as I can see, there's only a pixel chart pattern that's like free and accessible. I'm sure there might be tutorials on YouTube, but honestly, the pixel chart looks really easy to follow. So if you know how to do that, that's a great option. And even if you don't know how to follow a pixel chart, maybe you can try something new and you figure it out. This is the type of pattern where I would just carry through the colors on each row because you're gonna be changing colors so often that like you don't wanna like drop a color every single time just to make it look more seamless. It'll look perfectly fine, especially since it's such like a, not optical illusion, but the pattern kind of all tricks your eye a little bit and like meshes together. I think you're safe with carrying the yarn through. Yeah, I love that there's a pixel chart for this. And I like that it's not just square, square, rectangle for the straps. It's like a rectangle with a little slope on this pixel chart, which means that you actually have a more shapely bag and not like a tote, which also works better for the heart motif because it kind of follows the shape of a heart. I was honestly surprised that this pixel chart was free online. That's great. Next, let's talk about coasters / face scrubbies. So if you're gonna make that mesh bag, maybe you wanna throw in one of these two patterns or both, make one of each and give them some cute face scrubbies. Or you can present these as coasters with like a cute little mug or cup, or just give them the coasters on their own. That's still a lovely handmade gift. Also, I was supposed to crochet during this video, but like I can't talk while I crochet. Have you seen those memes where it's like when someone's talking to you while you're trying to crochet? That would be the vibe of this video if I was trying to crochet and talk at the same time about crochet. But just a little progress update. I made the Devout Hand sausage dog scarf for my sister. And now I'm making the Devout Hand kitty scarf for my friend. And I've done so far the tail and the bum. And then I just have to repeat this row until it's X centimeters long. And then I get started on the head. So I'm kind of on the repetitive part. But That's why I thought maybe I could do it while talking, but no. Scratch that. Scratch that. And if you watch this part of the video, comment the scarf emoji. Anyways, back to the coasters. I wanted to show you these lacy crochet hearts. I haven't done crochet lace before. I do really want to. And I think this is a really good way to practice it if you also have never done it before, or if you just want a bit of practice, something fun and challenging to make that's still really small and you can make last minute as a gift. So this pattern is from a German creator on Instagram, and she had posted the picture and then the next slide is the graph pattern. I don't know how to read these graph patterns, but I've seen explanations of how to read them. And I think if you're like an intermediate or advanced crocheter, you could easily figure it out. Maybe not easily, it might be a challenge, but I don't think it's that bad, honestly. As long as you can read a graph, first understand how to read the graph, and then read the graph, and then do it. Then you just learned a new skill and you realize that it probably wasn't that difficult. But I also just thought these were really unique because they are clearly way more intricate than just a plain heart. And if you weren't keen to read that graph, someone on YouTube, I'll put their name here, made a video tutorial of how to make these lacy hearts, and they look pretty much the same. I don't know who designed the heart, who made it first, I don't know. But either way, there's a video tutorial and there's a graph. Both are free. If you don't want that big of a challenge, or if you just prefer the look of like a solid heart, there are tons of tutorials online, but this is one pattern that I found of how to just make a cute little crochet heart. I believe she also shows you how to make different sizes. Maybe you want it as a placemat, maybe you want it as a coaster, or maybe you want it as a keychain. I don't know. But typically when you're working in the round like this, it's kind of self-explanatory of how to make it smaller or bigger. You just stop either sooner or later in the pattern. But it's really useful that this creator explains it. I would personally prefer making them as coasters because I think that's always just like, you always need coasters and it's cute. And finally, if you're like, Carla, why are these all hearts? I clicked on this video for Valentine's Day gift ideas, but I don't like hearts. Well, I have an idea for you. You can make pink and red flowers and use those as coasters or space scrubbies or as whatever you want. And this is the type of thing where, again, that's maybe a bit more fun than making a crochet heart because you can change the color. You're doing like a scallop and stuff. So just have fun with that. There are tons of flower patterns online. Again, this is something that it's more about choosing the like Valentine's Day colors or whatever colors your recipient likes. If you're not into pink or like into hearts or into Valentine's Day, I still think it's quite fun to receive something that's like Valentine's Day themed. And I assume if you clicked on this video and you wanted Valentine's Day crochet gift ideas and you saw the thumbnail, which is probably going to be like a bunch of pink yarn, then we're probably on the same wavelength. I don't know. Again, everything will be linked below. Thank you so much for watching. I wanted to do a video essay this week, but I was moving, and while I was moving, I was also house sitting and cat sitting, so I was like commuting to my new flat from the house sitting flat, and like there was a lot going on. I had an idea, and then I got sick as well, and I'm traveling soon, so excuses, but next week we're gonna do a video essay, and I'm very excited because that's my favorite type of content to make. I also love crochet content, but the video essays are my jam and they're so rewarding. So if you're interested in any crochet content or video essay content, then please do subscribe. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.